With a name like Forrest, it's not hard to understand why the movie Forrest Gump is one of my all-time favorites. One of the things I appreciate most about the character of Forrest Gump is the simple and unpretentious way he sees life. There's a sensibility about life for him that it's quite amazing to me. One of those simple notions is how things seem to naturally go together for him. He describes his connection with his childhood sweetheart as going together like peas and carrots. I'm assuming that in his life experience, peas and carrots were simply made to go together. And so the same would be true for he and Jenny. And that's why he couldn't imagine life ultimately making sense without his girl. During this holiday season, like Forrest Gump, we have the opportunity to be reminded of how it makes sense that there are two other things that were always intended to go together in God's grand design. Those two things are thanks and giving. Or perhaps said a bit differently, gratitude and generosity. Like Forrest Gump, I've come to understand these two things that were never intended to be separated or disconnected mean much for us today. In Nancy DeMoss's wonderful book entitled Choosing Gratitude, she sets a profoundly simply step-by-step connection between four words, each of which carries both a profound theological and very practical meaning. Here they are, step by step. Guilt to grace, to gratitude, to generosity. You see, guilt, since Adam and Eve, has been the natural human response to the awareness of our own sin or rebellion from God. And grace, well, it's God's wonderful response at His initiative to the condition we find ourselves stuck in, bringing forgiveness, redemption, and salvation. And gratitude, it's the natural, heartfelt response to such a gift given and received, bringing us the gift of new life, a fresh start, and a different destiny. It is something that wells up inside of us and fills us to overflowing. And generosity, it's the natural outward expression of that inward emotion. Catch those last two and how they simply and sensibly go together. Gratitude is a responsive emotion. It's the feeling inside. Generosity, it's the responsive expression to that emotion, the action that can't help but overflow outward. This is perhaps what is meant by the phrase being filled to overflowing. Here's how the Apostle Paul captures this concept in his words to the church in Corinth in 2 Corinthians 9. My friends, you are showing your gratitude to God by being openly obedient to the plain meaning of the message of Christ. You show your gratitude through your generous offerings to your needy brothers and sisters, and really towards everyone, being moved by the extravagance of God's grace in your lives. Catch that. We show our gratitude through our generous offerings, being moved by the extravagance of God's grace in our lives. There it is, grace that leads to gratitude that results in generosity. Well, my hope and my prayer this Thanksgiving season is that we connect those dots completely, understanding how the interconnectivity and living out each aspect completely by first embracing the full wonder of His grace. Second, by experiencing the overwhelming joy of choosing gratitude for His gift. And third, expressing fully the overflowing generosity. In so doing, we will know what it means to be blessed to be a blessing this holiday season and every day of the year and well beyond.